And also, if you're listening to us, you can text us at 916-339-1140. You can call us at 1-800-920-1140. The LA Clippers are going, but boy. Now we're going to get into a postmortem here at 8 a.m. with them, and we'll also cover the Magic as well at 8:13. I just simply want to talk about the fact that it sounds like the Clippers. By the way, the coolest thing in the NBA right now is everybody signing their coaches to long-term extensions to keep them away from the Lakers. So it sounds like the Clippers and Ty Lue are going to work it out. Announced early this morning, Jason Kidd has signed a multi-year extension with Dallas, so that takes away the thought. Remember when Jason Kidd was like a horrible coach and called that timeout on purpose and spilled the drink thing?
That's clever.
Yeah. Anyways, now he's the talk of the town. Shows what winning can do. Paul George. Paul George does not sound like he will be returning to the Clippers. Paul George wants money. Paul George has a player option of $48.7 million next year, and he wants a max deal.
Yeah. Understandably.
$47 million, which means, just in case you're wondering, how would you match that? Let's say if they did a little, he opted in and they traded him, right? It would have to be, at the very minimum, Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter. That's $33 million. You'd have to add in Trey Lyles as $8 million. Okay, so that's $41 million.
What was the first one?
Harrison Barnes, okay. 17. Barnes, Huerter, Trey Lyles, and that still only gets you to 40 of the 47. And then you'd have to add in either a Vezenkov or a Donovan Mitchell or Davion Mitchell, whatever. The keys would almost certainly have to be Barnes, Huerter, Trey Lyles. But by the way, that wouldn't get it done.
Right.
So for the Kings to get involved, they would have to basically have worked out that they would sign Paul George to what would amount to more than likely a max deal after next season. And they'd have to give up those players. And I'm thinking at least 2 first-round picks, probably 3.
No, thanks.
That's what I'm saying. See, the problem is there are a lot of distressed assets.
Yeah. And for me, like, the max deal is absolutely worth it for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, they need to do it. The Kings, getting involved in that, like, you want a player like Paul George, but not what it's going to take to get him, I think.
Well, and the fact that he just turned 34 last week.
Yeah. That's
the problem. Now, look, I'm not going to lie. If this is 29-year-old Paul George, I'm like, yeah.
But he's not.
But 100% do it. He did play 74 games last year, Jason. But let's go backwards here. 56, 31, 54, 48. That was the lockout year. And then you go back to 77, 79. He has not had a healthy group of years with the exception of last year. And on one hand, Paul George is the type of player, like, again, if you get Paul George on a 2-year, $40-something million, he's a great fit. I like his fit. I like his defense. I like his outside shooting. I like his game. He's a wonderful fit for the Sacramento Kings, especially if you're moving, you're moving Keegan down, for example, or you could even move PG back and move Keegan up, whatever it may be. I love the fit. I don't see it, dude.
Yeah, to me, this whole thing about the Clippers and about Paul George specifically is, if there is any inkling of the Clippers wanting to keep him, they'll keep him. Because Ballmer has never shown a resistance to be in the tax, the second apron, all that stuff they talk about. He's spending. They got the newest arena, all the bells and whistles, like the one-of-one type of stuff that's going to be in this building.
That's right.
Nothing's going to stop them from spending. So if he believes that Paul George is a part of the solution, I feel like Paul George will be a Clipper. Now, he could look at the Sixers, a few other teams that have some cap money, but to me, they've got a good thing with the Clippers. It's just, do they have a great thing?
Well, it sounds like they're leaning against PG. From the 530 before we go to break. No brainer, do it. Those bench players are so easy to replace to have this big 3 with Paul George. Now, look, again, on the surface, I completely understand the text. Wait, hold on. You're telling me Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, and Trey Lyles and somebody else. Yeah, no. I don't even care about the players involved. That's not what it is. It's you're locked. First off, you've just cleared your cupboard with draft picks. You're giving up at least 2, if not 3 first-round picks. Well, Dave, we're in the playoffs. It won't matter. True, but you now don't have the trade asset. And on top of that, you're over the cap. You're locked. You now have 3 max guys on your team in Fox, Sabonis, and Paul George. And so the question you have to ask yourself, is Fox, Sabonis, and a 34-year-old maxed out Paul George enough to win you a championship? That's the question every Kings fan should be asking. Not will they win you a championship? There's never an answer to that. Is that enough? Understanding you have Keegan Murray, and then you have mid-level and low-rent players. You don't have the money to go out and add pieces.
Right.
Is that enough to win you a title? My answer is no, it's not.
The Clippers have thought, and the answer so far has been no, that Kawhi, Paul George, and now James Harden or Westbrook, whatever the combination, has been good enough. Now, it hasn't, but that's what they think.
You see what the Suns and the Clippers, that's a great way to wrap up the segment, have done with, let's just grab this guy. Now you have this assemblage of talent. Oh, wait, it's old, it's overpaid, it breaks down, and
hurts our future.
The only thing worse than not making the playoffs this year, Jason, I think, would be the realization that you are locked and you're out in the first round. And I would so much rather be the Kings right now than the Suns or the Clippers. It's ridiculous. And they both made the playoffs.
Right.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, let's get to the Clippers. Let's get to that postmortem with them as well. We'll do that after this.
Subscribe to